Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
I used to work for a moving company, United Van Lines. I worked for them for 18 years.
I did do retail before I did Broad River. I did a little bit of sales with furniture and rugs, but then I kind of moved over to the visual side of that and then found my way into Broad River.
I've always been a commercial interior designer. I was actually behind camera before. I did a lot of your photography and advertising, a lot of your commercials. So always been in the photography situation.
So I worked for another licensee for about 5.5 years in the St. Louis area in Ashley Furniture.
I was with Belk, and as a buying office, we were not really part of the store opening. That was kind of its own separate team at Belk.
Not necessarily anything like a store opening. I did used to do some merchandising and floor resets for American Eagle when I worked in that kind of retail, but nothing to this grand of scale.
Being able to be a part of this is awesome. I mean, I set up an Ulta before, but that's nothing like this.
My first time ever being with retail was with you guys.
I have never been part of any type of store opening.
So the first store opening in Spartanburg, one of the number one things that stood out was the trash. There was just piles and piles and mountains of trash, which doesn't seem like a big deal until you're trying to set a showroom and there's nothing but cardboard and trash everywhere. So
I think it was Asheville, and we got snowed in and had to stay an extra day.
Fast forward up till today, it's a well-oiled machine. We've got multiple things, a great crew that runs the operation.
As far as grand opening with Salisbury, I feel like it was definitely a learning process. It was my very first store opening, so I feel like I was still learning, exactly what the process was for that.
Oh, my memories from each store opening is definitely different. They get better and better.
I feel like now it's a well-oiled machine. Everybody knows their role. I think it's been delegated out correctly.
And then compared to this store opening where I feel like I have a little bit more under my wings and all that, was kind of like, all right, we need to get everything built so that we can get it set and get it on schedule and everything.
Also learning as we go, working with the other departments. Merchandising's great. They help us plan out the zones so that we're able to, fill the store and open it as we go, working our way to the back. So it's just learning as we go.
New store setups it's such a great experience for anyone to get involved with. And I say that because there's the store calls every Friday leading up to it, and those go on for months.
The planning happens early enough to where we just haven't had the hiccups the past couple of store openings.
And then you get in here with teams, and it's truly the best of these teams where it's like everyone can come together and set things up so quickly.
Salisbury was a very big undertaking. It was one of our biggest stores that we have, so it felt like a lot more to do, but here, it's still a large store, so I feel like it was still a lot to do, but I feel like I had a little bit better control of it.
You got 10 plus trucks, and in 6 days, you have a beautiful brand new store. It's just how fast it comes together, how fast the team works, how well the team works together, and we just put it together.
We always take away, of course, we have wins and we have always opportunities, and we learn from our opportunities. That's one of the things that Broad River taught me, is that there's never a loss. There's always a solution to the problem. So every single one of them has been very good, but very different, and I'm just ready for a whole lot more.
For one, we have a lot of new product in here, a lot of new accessories and artwork that we don't have in other markets, so this will be the first one to show. I think it's a great location. I feel like with it being right here by all the other stores and restaurants, that it's going to draw the right group of people, and I just think it's exciting for this area.
You think that this box is huge, but to fill it in 3 days, it's wild to see in person.
So it takes a village, that's for sure.
It's all about your team. You got to have the right motivated team to come in to do your work.
The advice that I'd probably give to another company would be working together as a team, because there's no such thing as upper management, lower management, or production. We're all exactly the same. Flying together as a team definitely is what I would say.
If you don't have your team really with the buy-in that this is important and that they're so important to this, then I think it could go wrong.
Know everybody's worth. Everybody's super, super important, even down to like the trash. So don't forget the details.
If stores don't have it planned well, it's gonna go wrong.
Plan. Put it on paper before you even start. Save that time, save their back, save the effort, and just super have it all laid out first.
I just feel like this team has such a commitment to making the store look beautiful, and I so appreciate that, just knowing that there's a team from the east and the west and the south, and this isn't their store or their market, but they're willing to do whatever they need to do to make this store look great for Broad River.
If you have the right team, things get accomplished.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.